It's that time again. Time for some real talk about real issues to enhance your real life. Whatever you think, whatever you know, whatever you feel, Tanya doesn't mind talking about it. Get ready for some real talk that is always rated R, because Talk with Tanya has got to be relevant. Talk with Tanya has got to be refreshing. But most importantly, Talk with Tanya has got to be real. Tune in right now for Real Talk with Tanya White.
All right, we're doing pop-up live interviews with 2025 Today's Most Admired Woman nominees. Up next, we got another nominee, and I'm going to pronounce her name, and if I get it wrong, she's going to correct me. But Sumeda, she is in the public service category, and she is going to tell us who she is, what she does, and what this nomination means to her. So welcome to Real Talk. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Tanya. It is so great to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for all that you do. We're going to talk about getting the nomination email. But tell us who you are and what you do every day.
Absolutely. So my name is Sumedha Rao, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director for the Mayor's Office of Sustainability at Louisville Metro Government. So we are a small but mighty team of 5 people, and we are dedicated to making the city greener and cleaner and brighter for now and all of the future to come. That means clean air, clean water, clean energy, healthy food, a stable climate, and also thinking about justice and equity and making sure everybody has access to those things for now as well as into the future. So a really great team. I'm very proud to work with them and to work with all of our collaborating partners as well.
Well, thank you for all that you do. Tell Mayor Greenberg that Jackie Floyd's niece said hello.
Okay? I
will. So let's talk about sustainability and making things greener. We hear that.
Yeah.
All right. But how do we bring that into the actions of what we do every single day? Give
Absolutely.
us some education, because we hear it, we want to do it, but the want and the work, there may be a gap.
Absolutely. So I love that question because we're all about action, right?
Mm-hmm.
We understand the issues, but what can we do? So for organizations, I like to basically give you 3 things that you can do as an organization. So one is you can think about your building and how it is built, how to make it more energy efficient. Can you get LED lighting, solar panels? What can you do about your building itself? Because that is a big part of what impacts the environment. The second is your purchasing. What kinds of things are you buying? Can you buy local? Can you buy greener products? Can you buy from local farmers, for example, if you're supplying food? That is another great way that you can make an impact. And then the third thing is think about your messaging, right? Whether it's your mission, your strategy, or how you talk to your employees or your culture, or if you can integrate sustainability into that, that's a great way for an organization to make an impact. And for individuals, I have another set of 3 things that you can do.
Yes.
And that is to be a sustainable commuter, consumer, or voter. So that's basically voting with your feet, voting with your dollars, or voting with your ballot. And that can mean, for example, living somewhere if you can, where you can avoid having to take a car and can maybe take the bus or something. If that's something that you're able to do, that's a great way to have an impact. Being a responsible consumer, again, means buying local, buying greener products, thinking consciously about how you're purchasing, and then finally making your voice heard on issues. And voting doesn't have to mean voting for a candidate. It can also mean making your voice heard at your organization or in your home about this issue, if that's something that you care about. And those are actions everybody can take.
And those are simple actions, Sumedha, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
They really are simple, especially the commuter. We've gotten so used to driving. And you have convicted me. Like, I live in walking distance to my Kroger store.
Yeah.
But in my complex, I'm going to drive. I'm going to start off by committing to walking at least twice to go. And it's, in my head, I have to tell myself, you can't go to shop where you got to carry all these bags. But if I have to run and get something, that will be the time that I will walk.
Yeah, or you can get
Because
one of those little carts, I have
yes,
one of those. They make it easier. And look, I understand not everybody lives close to where they
yeah,
work or to a store, so it's entirely what's possible for you. I'm sure of those three things, there's at least one thing that you can do. So it's not about perfection, it's about progress and doing what you can.
not about perfection, but progress. Get that on a t-shirt, you guys, because even if you don't live somewhere where you can walk at home, I'm sure at work, instead of, driving, walk somewhere, walk to that local store, walk to where you get something to eat.
Mm,
Um, that's a big way. And
yeah,
I'm thinking of how many times do I just drive down the street where I can walk,
yeah,
so I'm going to make, and it's always good to be, that's why you're on here, that's why you're telling us about what can we do as individuals, being conscious of what we have done
mhm.
every day. And what about, you say buying greener, what is, somebody says, but I don't even know what that means. Say that you're
Sure.
in Kroger or Walmart or wherever you buy your groceries. What does buying green look like, Sumaya?
Sure. Yeah. There's a few really simple things that you can do. So one thing is if I know some people are very busy and may not have the time for this, but if you can buy food that's not packaged in plastic, you can
Mm-hmm.
just buy them fresh off the shelf. That's a great way to reduce all that plastic packaging, which is ultimately going to be wasted. It's going to choke up our rivers. It's going to end up in our landfills. So a great way is to just get the unpackaged food. Something else that you can do is be mindful of waste. So think about meal planning, making sure you're only purchasing as much as you need so you're not having to throw out. There are some crazy stats about how much, I think about a third of our food ends up going to waste. So that's something we can
Mm-hmm.
all play a part in. And then something else that's really simple is to try to use things that are reusable or compostable. So if you have a place where, if you can just buy a reusable water bottle and take that with you places instead of buying the plastic water bottles, that's another great way to kind of reduce that waste and also save some money in the long term.
Oh my goodness. Now you've made this so individualized, like for a better word. That's why I like wondering, wow, so many stores were returning to the brown paper bags.
Mm-hmm.
So that enlightens me, because I was like, don't nobody want, but now it makes sense. Meal planning, first of all, it's just being proactive, especially if you want to live a healthier lifestyle. But you are correct. People, especially single people like myself, waste a lot of food.
Hey, I'm guilty as well. Yeah.
Yes, but just thinking about the next time, okay, only making enough and planning your meals helps with that sustainability, and then reusable packaging. That
Mm-hmm.
is so that the little things become big things.
They really
And
add up. Yeah.
mhm. And
Mm-hmm.
if one person does it, that sparks another person to do it, and then we're all doing it at home, and then we all come to work and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bigger impact. What drew you to this cause and being passionate about working in the office for the mayor to make our community more greener?
Sure. So I grew up in India in a city
Mhm.
called Bangalore. And between the time when I was, a little kid to when I graduated college, the city's population more than doubled. So
Mhm.
living through that extreme population explosion, it helped me kind of understand that there's good things and negative things that can come from the growth of a city. You love the diversity of people moving in, the culture, and all of that is great, but then there's a lot of pollution. It's usually the environment that
Yeah.
suffers as a downside. And I got really interested in understanding cities and how interconnected they are, and how interdisciplinary they are, how different things impact each other, and how we can make cities in such a way that we can have all those benefits, but you're not polluting the environment and you're actually doing it in a much better way.
Mm.
So that inspired me to do more higher education in the field of sustainability, and I've been working in that field for the last 10 years. And it was
Mhm.
about 4 years ago that I was fortunate enough to find a job with Louisville Metro government, and I've just really been enjoying it ever since.
Well, Louisville, born and bred in Louisville. I love Louisville and our city and how it's changed. Um,
Mhm.
I remember just so much. And so just being able to become more conscious about sustainability and what we can do for the environment is one reason why I love the city, because it stays on the in the know and what is happening to better not only our community but the world. Now let's talk about your nomination. How did you feel when you got the email?
I was so excited. It was really nice. I was very touched. I
Mhm.
felt very nice that somebody thought of me and nominated me, and I was going to have this opportunity. And it's a really great opportunity for me to talk more about my work that I'm very
Absolutely.
passionate about. And I really want to make sure that more and more people are talking about sustainability in their everyday conversation.
So, in the last 10 years, what is one thing that brings you joy about uh, this area and how it impacts our world? And what is one thing that you are still working passionately about to improve more?
Yeah, that is a great question. And I think it's almost like I have almost the same answer to both, and I'll explain that in a
Mhm.
second. But the thing I love the most is how collaborative this work is. I get to work with communities, with the business community. I get to work with industries and policymakers and residents and kids, and it's just so great to hear from all of these experts in different fields and figure out how we can do everything a little bit more sustainably. So I really love the continuous learning and the connection that comes with it. I will say that one of the challenges is that you can never do enough of that. There's always more spaces to be in, more conversations to be had. There is some resistance to change. Sustainability is all about change, and nobody likes change. So there is some resistance to overcome there. But it's a good problem to have, and I'm looking forward to. And that's another great thing about this opportunity is it just helps me hopefully connect with a lot more great people doing great
Yeah.
work, and hopefully we can build some collaborations as a result.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for everything that you do in your department. Did you say 5 people doing all this great work?
Yes, and I will put a plug in. Please go to louisvilleky.gov/sustainability. Learn more about us, the resources and the incentive programs and other things that we have to help you go solar, to help you get a new roof that's more energy efficient. And we would love to connect and talk to you more.
Yes, that's why. Listen, you get tax breaks, okay? When you go greener, you do.
Yes, you
Uh,
do.
you get
Absolutely.
some discounts. So go to louisvilleky.gov/sustainability. Then go to today'swomannow.com. Go to the public service category. Vote for Sameda every hour up until May 2nd at 12 noon. Thank you once again for
Love it.
coming on. I look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you and everybody else on it's next Saturday, the 19th, right? We get to see each other in person, right?
Yes, absolutely. And congratulations on your nomination as well. Very well
Thank you.
deserved, and really excited to talk to you more.
Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you and learning more about what you do. I probably touch base with you how you can come talk to our students. I'm the director at the Goodwill Excel Center in Clarksville, and we have
Yeah,
it's an adult second chance high school. So just what you told me,
absolutely.
I can see us having a sustainability club because my students are all about what can we do, what can we do,
I
and
love that. Yes,
when
count
you
me
break
in.
yes, once you break it down in the little things that we
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
to bring more efficiency. So thank you so much. Go to today'swomannow.com, vote for Sameda, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes with Holly Hartman. Bye bye.